Neal Atkinson is with us from BetSaracen on a Golden Hour Friday. And Happy New Year to you, Neal. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm on the road heading back to Nashville to drop my mother off after visiting for the holidays and making the quick turnaround to watch all of the basketball tomorrow. I don't want to be on the road during the Tennessee-Arkansas game tomorrow, so I'm going to start out pretty early to get back in time for that. But I'm excited about the start of conference play this weekend. I know we've been all in football, and we got the NFL regular season last games and the playoffs and a few bowl games left. But boy, I've had this basketball season looking at this SEC. I've had that circled, and tomorrow it starts in earnest with conference play.
We also do a lot of NFL futures kind of come to a head tomorrow and on Sunday, because those futures quite often are for regular season props.
Yep.
So that makes it a really big football betting weekend, even though college isn't playing.
Oh yeah, it will be, because we will settle all of those regular season futures, just like you said, and then we'll start doing the playoff futures. So, as soon as we close the page on that one, we're going to open it right back up for all that we'll be doing through the NFL playoffs. So it's just a busy time of year, and it's a little bit different for us this year because we still got college football going. Usually at this point, we'd only have one game left, the national championship game, and we've got 3 games left before we determine the champion. And I'm liking it because people are really engaged right now.
Favorites won every game in terms of the college football playoff. How did that play out for the bettors over these first 2 rounds?
Really, the bettors went against the favorites on Tennessee. As far as BetSaracen is concerned, they went against the bettors on Tennessee, and they went against them. Notre Dame was a favorite. Yesterday, we were heavy on Georgia. So, the day started out for the bettors not really good on, if they bet Georgia, but, boy, they played it back and got it all back plus more on Ole Miss last night. So yesterday was kind of a flip-flop or an exchange of money with the bettors yesterday with those 2 bowl games.
What are you looking at for the next round here? Because I was looking at the betting lines before we started the show for both the Orange Bowl and the Cotton Bowl. And Notre Dame's a 1.5 favorite. Ohio State is a 6-point favorite. So often when we're talking about who you think is a favorite and everything, a lot of it is centered around what you just saw, the last game that was played.
Right.
And it isn't necessarily how these lines are set, but that's how a lot of people do bet.
That's how they bet. But, we're getting more sophisticated with our modelings, and we're going down to the granular level of looking at some of the matchups. And with playoff football, it's actually a little bit easier for us, because what we can do is we basically find that consensus line where most of our models are in, and we'll put out the line, and because it's such a big game and people have the immediate point of reference, they vote for the money. They vote with their money, and then we're kind of on cruise control, just seeing how the money comes in, and adjust it as people form their opinion. If as long as nothing happens with an injury in practice or something like that between now and the next game. So, I'm a little bit surprised at that the Ohio State line, went down when it came up. I thought it was going to go up, against Texas. But I mean, that's just the early people voting with their money. Now, you got to remember, sports books don't open up their full liabilities until about 24 hours before the game. And with a playoff game, we're doing it a little bit earlier because there's a lot more stability in the market. So, the lines may stay about flat for about 4 or 5 days, and then starting about Tuesday, that's when I think you might start seeing the movements when the books open up their full liability profile on these games.
We get the betting lines for football games a week ahead. Basketball, not so much. I still don't see a line for the SEC games for tomorrow, including Arkansas, Tennessee. When do those come out, and when do you introduce props for basketball games?
Yeah, the props that we put up that we create ourselves, those are being priced right now as we speak. But we do already have the lineup for Arkansas and Tennessee tomorrow. Arkansas, hold on. Arkansas is a 12-point dog in Thompson Bowling Arena tomorrow versus number 1 Tennessee. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be around 9 or 10. Actually, I had one of my models that had it right at 8, but yeah, it came out at 12, and it's kind of stayed there since we put it out. Now you'll see some movement later on tonight, but yeah, we will have the rest of those props out later on this afternoon. You know, I know a lot of people. That's one heck of a game to have a season opener with Arkansas, and boy, the SEC. It almost feels like the first day of March Madness tomorrow with some of these ranked matchups. Well, we got 3 ranked matchups in the SEC tomorrow. That's great.
Last thing I wanted to hit on was a trend in the NFL where potentially from something that could happen this next weekend, depending on how many favorites win, you could break the record for the record for favorites winning football games in the NFL. Has that been something you've seen on BetSaracen? Because this is a story I've noticed nationally.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, if more favorites win, I think we just have to have 6 favorites win. It will break the record from 2005 for the highest percentage of chalk. You know, in our term, we call it chalk. That means the favorite one. And, you know, December was our least profitable month that we've had on BetSaracen because I think, 76% of the favorites won in December in the NFL, and we paid out more money in winning bets in December because of the NFL. So, yeah, if that trend continues this weekend, it will be a record season for the sports bettors. And it's kind of funny because the first month of the NFL, nobody could win anything. I mean, it was probably in September. I mean, nobody could win an NFL game. Everybody was nobody was covering. The money line favorites were all going down. And boy, and in October they both flipped the script on us. November leveled out, but then December went right back. And when you have 76% of the favorites win, that's usually a lot better for the players, and a lot more parlays get paid out there.
Neal, let's leave it there. I appreciate you dialing in today while you're on the road traveling. Hope you have a safe trip back, and we won't have to say anything about Arkansas, Tennessee tomorrow. Maybe we'll make a mention of it Friday next week.
Hey, I think it's going to be really, really interesting. And look, I'm kind of nervous because, you know, when Arkansas beat Tennessee in football, it was not a very fun week the rest of the week at work. And I know a lot of people are rooting for me to get a lot of ribbing next week, too, if they can pull off the upset in Thompson Bowling Arena. And let's have a little fun with it. And we're going to have a great SEC season this year.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.